Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into the show today. Yes, very happy to be speaking to you again, all alone, one more time until next week, the big 300. What show do you guys know of that has put in more effort and gotten less results than this one? What, if you guys can think of one, please let me know. Please let me know. It'll make me feel a little bit better about all of the hard work that I've put in this show, the incredibly hard work of me sitting down and rambling into a microphone for anybody that will listen. And there are some people that have listened, but nonetheless, next week we got obviously a big episode coming. Billy is coming back, and I've been alluding to it, but we will start having guests again. And I wanted to say that at the top of the episode, just to get y'all excited for what's to come. Hopefully things are going to be looking a little bit better as well on the show. This is the Hail Mary, guys. This is the final stretch. It's the final countdown. I have plunged myself into debt. I have worked tirelessly on this thing, and we're going to see where we end up. We're going to see where we end up. Maybe it's under a bridge with a couple of good buddies that I will be splitting a plastic bottle of Bacardi under the bridge, sharing cigarettes that we found or hustled throughout the day. Maybe that's where it'll bring me, but we're going to see. The show is going to be a little bit different going forward. But enough about that malarkey. There's tons and tons of stuff to talk about. My goodness. Of course, we are fresh off of Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day was, of course, this week. I spent it drinking. I no, what did I do Valentine's Day? I think I just went and did comedy. That's my love. My love burns so strongly for stand-up comedy. It burns so strongly for stand-up comedy that I will stand in the blue room at the tiny cupboard, doing open mics, paying to do open mics until I either get discovered and actually get a career or I die. That's the way it's going to go. That's the way it's going to go. Um, until something happens. That's how much I love. That's my romance story with stand-up comedy. That's how much I enjoy it. Um, and of course, doing this little fireside chat with you guys. This is always nice as well. That's my love. My love is to the game. My love is to hustle. Okay, to hustle, to work hard, to sleep 12 hours a night, and then I take a nap, sometimes in the middle of the day, right? When you're working as hard as I am, when you're sitting down for an hour once a week, and then multiple times a day for 5 minute increments to tell when you're doing these kinds of things, you gotta rest. You gotta get your rest. Okay, you gotta get your rest. You gotta get your vitamins. It's not an easy. You gotta, the vitamins that you need are things like caffeine and nicotine and psilocybin and THC. These are all vitamins that you need. You gotta, when you're doing something as stupid as I'm doing, you have to inundate yourself with these things. You have to get them to be a part of your life. You have to go out of your way to acquire some of these things. It's all a part of the game, and it's a game that I love. But I hope some of you did have a good time on Valentine's Day. I hope some of you were able to go out and do everything that you wanted to do. You and your significant other were able to go out and have a nice dinner, and hopefully you didn't need Uber or any of these things. Hopefully you were strong enough to hold your alcohol and drive your loved one around for the night, right? You guys go to one place, you get a couple cocktails, you go to another place, you get dinner, you have a bottle of wine at dinner, right? Then maybe you have a show, you go to a club and you dance it, and hopefully you're strong enough to drive because Uber and DoorDash and what's the other one over there? Lyft, they were all on strike. They again, this is something that passed, and I don't even know if I spoke about it last week. I don't think I did because I just found out about it. But isn't it funny? Isn't it kind of funny that a job, employees that have a job that you can literally pick when you want to work, for how long you want to work, in what area you want to work. People are striking because of that. People, not because of that. People who have that, who are in that position, want to strike. Is there a? I mean, could we do less work? Could we do less work and get and require more to keep us engaged in our work, right? Like COVID obviously changed the fucking world. Office spaces and WeWork and all these things are getting absolutely demolished. People aren't using them. They're putting migrants in former WeWork spaces. I don't know if that's true, but it seems like a good idea. WeWork is, for those of you who don't know, they're rentable office spaces that their company's going under. They, I don't know if it's gone completely under yet. I feel like I mentioned it, or maybe you guys have heard about it, but nobody's using office spaces anymore because everyone's working at home. Everyone wants to work from home. Everyone, including myself, I would love to work from home. It would be nice. Everyone is doing it. They want to be able to roll out of bed, immediately hit the bong, right? If you got to be at work at 9, you're up at 8:45, smoking weed. You brush your teeth, you get in front of the computer, and you're good. You're good. You can do whatever you want that day. You can jerk off, you can lift weights, you can leave your house, you can go fuck somebody, you can go do whatever you want. You can literally, you're on the clock and you can pretty much do whatever you want. That still isn't enough for some people, right? I mean, that is that before COVID, it was a magnificent luxury if you had a job where you could work from home. It was something that people were like, "Whoa, this guy." You were like, it was like you had a piece of gold in the 1800s, and people were like, "Whoa, look at this fucking like this." It was a massive privilege. Now it's kind of just, the companies are realizing that they don't need to have these big corporate buildings and people can just work from home, and maybe some of them work a little bit better than others. That's not always the case, of course. I'm sure it doesn't always work out that way, but some people feel that way and they'll campaign for it and do the whole thing. So that's an example of us, the people, actually winning in something. They gave us what we wanted. We get to work from home. More people than ever are working from home, and we're doing maybe relatively the same amount of work, but you're completely bypassing the horrible aspects of working in an office and having to commute, whether you drive a car, or you get on the train or public transportation. It's always a hassle. You can avoid all of that. You can do drugs while you're at work. You can drink. You can play on your phone. You can do whatever the fuck you want because you're home. And then, okay, so that's an example of us winning, right? Now, you have this economy that we're running where it's called a gig economy. That's what everybody's calling it, because if you're not working from home, if you're not a tradesman, or you're not working in some low level service industry like a server like I am, or some shit like that, you are working some kind of a gig economy type deal. You do Postmates, you do Uber Eats, you do Uber, you do something like that. And what's attractive to a lot of people is that you get to work whenever you want. You get to kind of do whatever you want. I did Uber Eats for a little bit. You're literally doing nothing. It is the easiest fucking job that any. I wish I could do Uber Eats. I wish that I still had a car so that I could turn on my little thing. I could drive around and smoke weed and just walk into places with my eyes redder than a puppy's ball sack. Like I could just go in, grab someone's food, drop it off, take a picture, and magically $15 is mine. $15. I mean, it is such a easy thing to do. It is one of the easiest, and we the people still want to complain about it. They still want to. I'm going to give you guys a little insider if you've never done any of these delivery app jobs. Um, even when you don't tip, at least on Uber Eats, even when you do not tip, they still get the delivery fee. They still get a nice chunk of change. Okay. And this is me doing it in Connecticut and Rhode Island. Forget if you do, if you're here in New York or some other metropolitan area, you can really rack up the dough, especially if you're not using a car. If you're using a electric bike or something along these lines, you're really just making profit hand over fist, and you get to choose and pick. And this is the dilemma that we have, guys. We get so much. We get so much. There's a lot of things we don't get here in America, right? There's a lot of things we don't get. We don't get to go to the doctor for free, right? We don't get to do that. Okay. We don't get to it's very tough to be healthy here in this country because it's much easier and convenient to to eat garbage, and it's cheaper, right? We don't really get to have healthy food. But then again, do we even really want it, right? I mean, we've been eating uh, food that contains elements not on the periodic table for years and years and years now. I don't even know if people want decent food. You put eggs and bacon in front of a person, and they'll, you put eggs and bacon. I remember I had my brother stay over, and I love him to death, but I put eggs and bacon in front of the kid, and he's like, "This is," he ate it, but I could tell he really wanted like frosted flakes or some shit. And that's you know, and bacon isn't like good for you. It's not good for you, but it's at least something that's kind of real, right? It's not just sugary corn that you douse in milk, and then you eat and you just crunch it, and it's mushy and it's so good and sweet, and you drink the milk and you lose a foot in 20 years if after you do that for so long. If you eat bacon, you know if you eat bacon for breakfast with eggs, I don't know that you lose a foot. I mean, it's not great. It's not the best thing for you, but it is better than, French toast and, Nutella stuffed cream cheese topped French toast with candied strawberries and walnuts that they light on fire and deep fry in front of you. It's not, it's a little bit better than that, right? Because it is real food, bacon and eggs. It is at least a real thing. um we've become so accustomed to that, and that's one of the things that we don't necessarily have here is health options when it comes to food. Another thing we don't have here is non-biased media sources, right? We're getting better with that because of the internet and the information age, and we're able to get more things and independence and the whole stuff. But nonetheless, they are guiding us in some way to buy stuff or to listen or to get distracted and whatever the case. But we do still get a lot, right? Those are some things that we don't get, but we get a lot of stuff. We get more money than any place in the world, which is why we can do pretty much whatever we want, which is why we have people that work jobs that literally take zero brain power. Zero, it takes literally nothing to get in your car, drive around, pick people up, drop them off. It's literally, you're pretty much doing nothing, and you're getting paid pretty fucking well for it. Now, of course, these people are I don't know how well the strike went. I haven't looked back up into it. I guess I can pull up the article that I read initially about it, which is probably a little old now. Um, just to see exactly what they were striking for. And I'm sure it was a legitimate reason, but it's just funny to me that people, striking has always been something interesting to me, and it's one of the freedoms that we have here in this country. It's fantastic because go strike somewhere else. Go strike in China, see what they do to you. See if they don't have you dead. Look up Tiananmen. See what kind of protests they've done there. So Uber drivers, ba, 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 ba. let's see. I want to see what it is. The strike comes after Lyft shared it would cover the difference for drivers who made less than 70% of what riders paid for their trips. Drivers who are part of the strike accuse the platform for taking unfair commissions from their trips. Though most drivers sign up to make additional income from their job, many have started driving full time for the companies and argue that the companies do not pay livable wages. Since Uber and Lyft implemented algorithmic pricing for their riders, which produces varying pricing due to several factors such as distance and current driver demand, Uber drivers' monthly earnings fell by 17.1%. Okay, so they're mad with these ride sharing companies because they are, I mean, they got to make a little bit of money too, right? Come on, it can't be all about us. It can't be all about us. Uber drivers and people who work for those things are so selfish and so entitled. Trust me, I did it. I couldn't believe how little effort I was putting in and how much money I was making afterwards. I'm stopping to get drinks with my buddies. I'm pausing and sitting around. I'm eating on my own. I'm doing whatever I want, going back and forth and just making money. If most people are driving in their cars doing nothing already. Most, especially young people. If you're a young person and you just got a little bit of freedom from your family, you're just driving around doing nothing already. You might as well get paid for it. You are literally getting paid for a pastime that we all did in high school. Remember in high school, you and your buddies, you'd all get a little bit of weed, you'd all get high and you drive around. You go to Taco Bell, maybe you go to another buddy's house and stop here and there. Imagine if you could do that, but in between, you're getting paid. In between, you're getting paid. That sounds like a dream job. That sounds like a dream job. People do not know how good they have it because that sounds like a fantastic, it sounds like a dream for some people that all you mean all I have to do is get in my car. This is why people come here. People come to America because we have these fantastic little mechanisms that help us. It's a real ecosystem. It's a cycle. It's fantastic. People are not making enough money, so they have idle time because they can't go out and spend it. Because anything you want to do here, you got to spend a little bit of money. You want to have fun. You got to spend a little bit. No one wants to go to a park. Shit's played out. No one wants to go to a park. If you go to a park, you got to bring something with you. You got to bring weed. You can't just go. People don't want simple pleasures anymore. Are you crazy? Especially in a big metropolitan place, especially in a big city, people don't care for any of that. People don't want to walk by a lake. What? Where's my where's my $18 gin and tonic? Where is that? Where why why am I not in a crowded place, a crowded, loud place, eating something that I could make for a third of the price? Why am I not doing that? You want to? What do you want to do? You want to sit and listen to music? Are you? What the fuck is wrong? You need to make. You got to spend money here in this country to do anything. So when people don't have money, they're bored. They have idle time. Idle time leads to what? Get another job. Let's get another job. Let's get another job. We got all this extra time. Let's do something. Let's make a little bit of extra side money. Let's make a little bit of extra cash. And now we have a fantastic mechanism like Uber, like these gig things. What's the other one? Jackrabbit, right? These kind of things where you can just fly by day, make a little bit extra money, make a little bit extra money, and then you can go and do those things. You can go and eat the double deep fried cheese filled Wagyu burger with fucking whatever on it, right? With gold leaves on it. It's you can go do those things now that you're back in the system and you're making a little bit of money, and it's all a part of it works very well together. That's why people come here. That's why we are, of course, a magnificent empire that will never ever ever go anywhere. So that's my thing. I hope some of y'all were not plagued by this. I hope you were you had other ways around it to get places on Valentine's Day, because that, I mean, what's worse than that? You and your date are like, we're gonna go out, we're gonna do something, then you go to Uber and it's like, fuck, nothing. Nobody's around. There's one guy around who's not partaking in the strike who knows that he's going to make some bread, right? He knows that he's going to be out there, just some guy named Mandeep, just driving around looking because he knows he's going to get extra fare, right? So there's some people that were, smart and whatever. But it sucks. You look at your phone, you're like, God damn, $300 to go 3 miles. This is tough. This is tough, baby. This is tough. Maybe I should just profess my love to you constantly, or maybe I just shouldn't wait for a day to profess your love. Maybe I should just do it whenever. But nonetheless, I hope y'all had a good Valentine's Day. Maybe some of y'all went to Baltimore. If you heard last week, they were doing some fun things for Valentine's Day. Um, but anyway, fuck Valentine's Day. It's over. We're moving on. We got new shit that's happening. The biggest story, I think, in the world right now, or at least it should be, I'm going to pull it up on here. It probably isn't because most people are still thinking about the Super Bowl. We're here with the biggest fucking distraction that America could ever think of. They're starting a new war. They're starting a war. Russia's putting nukes in the sky, but keep watching. Will Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift fuck? Will they fuck? Who knows? Will Travis Kelce fuck Taylor Swift? It's there's I don't know. I mean, I guess Putin, they want to put nukes in space, which is like, uh, it's not exactly it's kind of it's prolonging. It's like a little taste. It's like a how are they going to react, right? It's dangling. It's literally dangling. He wants to they want to put nukes in space, and this is of course a national security threat. I mean, of the whole fucking world, right? You're not supposed to do those things unless you're us, right? Unless you're us. If we did it, then it's one thing, but you can't have the Russians doing it, a murderous psychopath like Vladimir Putin. You can't have him who starts wars with people he's right next to. You can't have that guy putting nukes up in the sky. I wonder if it was because Tucker Carlson got him all riled up. Tucker Carlson, could we blame this on Tucker Carlson? I don't know. I don't know if we could, but here's here's what here's what I'm reading about. Okay, this is Roka News. Shout out Roka News. I've been shouting them out for at least 2 years. Very great, unbiased news source. Hours after House Intelligence Chair Mike Turner called on President Biden to declassify information related to a serious national security threat. Reports emerged that the threat, in quotes, was related to Russia's efforts to weaponize space. ABC News reported that Russia plans to put a nuclear weapon into space. The weapon wouldn't be used against targets on Earth, but would instead be used against satellites. Well, that's nice. At least it's just the satellites. Several lawmakers have backed Turner's request that Biden declassify the information, although others have downplayed the immediacy of the threat. Okay, so some people don't give a shit. Some people care. Some people are looking at this like, well, he's just putting them in the sky. You know how much space junk there is. There's plenty of space. He's just gonna wipe out some I mean, he's probably just it's like salting your driveway. It's like salting your steps. We just had some snow. We all know about this, right? We've all experienced a tough snowstorm where if you don't salt your steps, you might fall, right? You might fall, you might slip, you might hurt yourself, you might hit your head, right? And you might lose a global thermonuclear war. You might, if you don't salt your steps, you might get sued. The mailman comes, he slips, he falls. Now you have to pay for his, whatever. It's it's very it's taking precaution. It's taking precaution. That's all it is. That's all it is, guys. What security threat? Come on. There's literally nothing to be worried about. I mean, it's have we heard of anything like this before? Have we heard of anything like this before? Of course we have. Of course we have. We've heard about it for decades. Reagan wanted Star Wars. That's what he called it. Trump brought in the Space Force. Okay. These are things that already exist. And now, because a guy that we're all terrified of for one reason or another is putting a couple nukes in the sky, everyone wants to be, oh no, what do you think he's gonna do? What do you think he's gonna do? What I mean, it's salt on the driveway. It's salt on the driveway. It's putting a towel down before you step out of the shower. You don't want to slip. You don't want to slip. You don't. If you slip, then it's I mean, you're gonna it's gonna hurt. You don't want to slip. You gotta be ready. You gotta be ready for everything. You have to be prepared for just about anything. What if what if you don't salt your driveway and you find out that next door they have information about you not salting your driveway after somebody had just fallen? And now they're witness to that. They're going to help this guy that just fell outside of your place. They're going to help him. They're going to say, this dude never, he doesn't salt. He never does. There's always people falling outside of his house. There's always somebody falling outside of his house when it's, he never puts, and then what are you going to do? You're fucked. You're fucked. That guy's got tons of information. He's going to, you're fucked in a court of law. Now imagine you're the president or the prime, whatever he is, of one of the biggest superpowers the world has ever known. One of the one of the most daunting places that people ever mention. Anytime someone mentions Russia, oh, the Russians are crazy. Don't fuck with the Russians. Whatever the Russians. One of the biggest places that, you know, problematic. People have been worried. The USSR, communism, everyone has always, Russia's been in the spotlight for a very, very long time. They're very protective people, as they should be, just like we are here, just like all the superpowers are in the world. They have to be protective of their people. They have to be ready. So, God forbid, one of those satellites, I don't know, says something about imprisoning Ukrainian people, right? And chopping their heads off and committing war crimes and all this stuff. What if one of those satellites has some dirt? You know, what if that's the case? Then you're fucked. Then he's fucked if he doesn't put nukes up in the sky. There's not enough scary shit in space. There's not enough scary shit in space. There's not enough flying rocks 3 times the size of this planet that could just hurl into us and fuck us up completely. There's not enough of those things. There's not enough stars exploding all around. There's not enough. We're we don't. Sometimes we don't fathom the intricacies and the very new how everything is just so perfect and one little fucking tweak on the axis of this planet and we could be fucked forever. We don't think about those things because it's so out of our minds. We got shit to worry about. We got Uber, right? We got shit to worry about. We got the Super Bowl. There's stuff. There's what am I gonna eat for dinner tonight? Am I gonna order out again? I don't want to order out again. I've been spending way too much money on that. I don't know if I can afford going out for the third time in a row. I mean, I love doing it and it's a good time and I always enjoy myself, but it's a lot of money and I need to kind of cut back. And plus I've been slacking on my diet and I mean, who's got time to worry about nukes in space? Who's got time to worry about that? Nobody. That's why it's like anything else where there's things we want to hear and there's things we don't want to hear, and that one is big and scary. That one is one that people are going to look at. They're going to say, "Oh, really nice. So, chicken. What do you? is there chicken on the nachos or could I do beef? Like, oh, there's nukes in the sky. Oh, well, what's that? What is that a new flavor of Tropicana? I haven't tried pineapple mango yet. I feel like if you put a little strawberry or a little grenadine in that, you put a little vodka, ooh, it could be good. Could be good. Could be good. It could be a good nuclear summer drink. That would be nice. I don't know, guys. I mean, that's pretty scary, right? I mean, obviously, I'm here joking about it because that's what this platform is. It's us making fun of some pretty serious shit, but this is pretty serious shit. I mean, it's not, and they just got rid of the who'd they impeach? Was it the Homeland Security guy? They got rid of that dude. Um, let's see if I'm right on that. I'm forgetting, but they already got rid of that guy. That's not, that's scary. Homeland Security, the House impeached him. The Secretary of Homeland Security, they got his ass out of there. Yeah, well, I mean, what the fuck? What have you been doing, buddy, Mayorkas? What the fuck have you been doing? The Russians are putting nukes in space. They're putting nukes in space. Now, remember what I said about all those rocks and shit? What if a massive rock hits that fucking thing? What happens? Where do you put a nuke in space? You just float it up there like a balloon? Where is that? I mean, nukes on Earth is scary. You guys heard of Fukushima, right? Places where they're Chernobyl. I mean, a nuke in space. What the fuck? What happens? It's absolutely maniacal, right? It's absolutely crazy. And it would have been funny if Tucker did the interview after this, right? Hey man, why'd you put nukes in space? And Putin just goes on for another 30 minutes about Russian history and whatever else. But it's scary because we're so used to us doing weird, wacky shit like that. I mean, the space race was obviously us against the Russians years ago. We won that. I mean, the Russians have kind of been doing the space thing maybe a little better than us. I think they just had a record for a guy that was in space for longer than anyone. It's bananas. It's bananas that they are going to put nukes up in space. They are going to go elsewhere. They're going to go somewhere where we are barely uh governed. I mean, I'm sure there are rules to space, but it's like the Wild West, right? It's like the Wild West. You go out into space and there's saloons with prostitutes and gambling, and you float into places and you drink beer upside down because it's, no gravity. And there's just wild shit. You lasso guys, you ride horses. It's probably bananas up in space, but now just add a little flavor, add a little flavor. Throw a couple nukes up there. That sounds like they're just kind of fucking around, right? It just sounds like, well, let's see what happens. I don't know. Fuck it. Throw the nukes up there. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Who knows? That's yeah, I don't know. That should be probably the top news story in the world. It should be the thing that everyone is talking about right now. That's what it should be. It should be that. It shouldn't be anything else. It shouldn't be, whether the new female Spider-Man movie is good. It shouldn't be any of those things. It should be that. That's what's very upsetting from where I sit, and it's bread and sir. Let them have cake. Let them have cake. I mean, it was smart for him to do it right around the time of the Super Bowl. Right around the time of the Super Bowl, he's like, these Americans, they like to watch. They have this infatuation with millionaires, much younger than they are, hitting themselves in the head very fast. They have this infatuation with going to these places and taking their shirts off, uncovering painted hairy chests. They like they really like doing this. So maybe while they're there doing this, I can float some nukes into space. Fuck it, right? We see. We see what happens. We put nukes in the space. You know, we want to see whatever. Maybe Taylor Swift will be at the game. You think she'll be at the game? Of course she's going to be at the game. Taylor Swift, we have to get her to come to Moscow. Come to Moscow and sing for us about her boyfriends. We are big fans here in Moscow of Taylor Swift talking about her ex-boyfriends. We love Taylor Swift. If if we decide to drop one of these nukes on America, we're going to grab Taylor Swift and bring her here, and we're going to keep her alive, and she will sing for us in the gulags. We love we love Taylor Swift. We love her newest album, whatever the fuck it's called. We love it though. We love it. We do. It's yeah, it's one of them things, guys. It's one of them things um that we're confronted with. You know, it's a scary thing that will go into the ether of endlessly scary shit that we have to talk about. We have to at least talk about it. We have to at least somebody is talking about it. Nobody is nobody's chomping at the bit to talk about these things. I shouldn't say nobody, but most people aren't really. They're like, oh well, anyway. There's just too much going on, and I understand, but that's why I'm here and people like me are here to kind of just to bring some levity to it, you know? Like it exists. You might have read it, but you're like, oh, not gonna dive deep into that. But we'll tune in. I tune into the Smoking Simian every Thursday. We'll see what he has to say. And maybe he'll bring it up and maybe I do and maybe I don't. But today that's one that kind of, you know, you wake up and you read that. You wake up with a stomach ache from the night before because you drank and smoked and ate ice cream right before bed. And you wake up kind of in a haze, kind of oh, oh, God, you got a stomach ache and you stroke your dick a little bit just to wake you up, right? You know, you got to stroke it just a little bit to get the heart rate going, get you out of bed. And you do that, and you're like, God, fucking, I shouldn't have ate a whole pint of tonight dough again. That's, God damn it, my stomach's hurting. And then you finally get up and you grab your phone. And you say, Putin's putting nukes in space now. Nice. Well, I guess I got to go shit. So that's just one of those things. Another interesting story, one that is somewhat, I mean, I don't want to call it good. Okay. I know I make fun of pretty hardcore shit on this show occasionally. I don't want to call it good, right? Because it was a failed attempt on something good. And some people lost their lives. Or at least I think one person at least lost. Anyway, I'll just tell you the story. There was a woman at one of those Houston mega churches run by Joel Osteen, who, if you don't know about these things, which I mean, I guess you'd have to live under a rock because there's tons and tons of funny memes about these people, these delusional Bible thumping morons, I guess you can call it that. They have these massive arenas of people, some of the dumbest swaths of people to ever exist, to ever grace the planet. Some of the dumbest groups of people that go to these mega churches and pay these millionaire tax evading shysters like Joel Osteen or the other one, the fucking I don't know, the guy with the demons in a tube. He bought Tyler Perry's jet. I forget his name. He's another one. That these guys are hucksters and they're able to sell this magnificence of the Lord in a way that has never been done before. Never been done. It's one thing you go to church and they ask for money. I understand. But to pay tickets to go into an arena, not even a church, but a massive building where people pay to watch basketball games and people pay to watch rock concerts. They pay to watch a guy preach the word of the Lord who is a millionaire. These people are rolling in dough. There is a special place in hell for these kinds of people who are willing. I want to see how much money this guy's got. Joel Osteen net worth. How much is this guy worth? Over $50 million. $50 million, and he dares call himself a nonprofit employee. Boy, oh boy, when the reckoning comes, I want to see them peel his skin off his body. People like that should be taken out to pasture. They should be exiled and forced to walk on a Serbian tundra until they die. These people are some of the scum of the earth, and we had a martyr of a woman show up to one of these events with a gun, with an AR-15, and now I don't know if she was there to kill him. It doesn't say that that's the case. It seems like she just went. She had mental illness. She's a 36-year-old woman who went to the famed Lakewood Church, run presumably by Joel Osteen. And she was there with her 7-year-old son, who also got hit in the crossfire, which is terrible. But they did kill this woman. They killed this woman. Um, and she, I mean, this woman had schizophrenia and she had all these things. And by the way, isn't it interesting that she had an AR-15? She had an AR-15, like she's schizophrenic woman. Somehow still has an AR-15. Somehow got a hold of it. Somehow, some way, she was in possession of a rifle, a weapon, which is again, that's all right. We need them. We need them. We need the guns. Now I don't know if this woman was there to, attempt to kill Joel Osteen. I don't know, but the police killed this woman. They killed this woman, and if she was to do this, she would be a hero. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't see anything here saying that she was planning to kill to kill him, to get him, but it would be good. It would have been good. But this woman's obviously a bad lady. I'm kind of just thumbing through this article, and she seems very unstable. She doesn't seem like a good person. Not that anyone that would bring an AR-15 anywhere is a good person. But anytime there's ruckus in one of these heathenistic places, in one of these places that are the absolute antithesis of the practice of religion, um, it's anytime something like that happens, that's good. That's good. It's good. Like I'm okay. So my stance on religion is it's definitely helped a lot of people around the world. It's helped give them structure. It's helped give them a sense of belonging and community. It helps get them through the day. And I used to think that, well, you're a fucking idiot if you believe in that stuff. But at the end of the day, it helps a lot of people. I mean, there's very successful people all over the world that consider themselves very religiously devout. So you can't deny that. Um, that being said, overall, I do believe that religion is it's a coping mechanism. It's a way that helps people get through, but it's also a way for conniving scoundrels to get money out of people, to get a recognition out of people, and I guess it has been that way for a very, very long time. Just the idea of high priests and popes and them having the answer to things, and these very high ranking officials. It's very cult like. It's very much exploiting people's weaknesses. It's a lot of those things. It's a lot of those things. For some people, it's a guiding light, and they are very decent, good people, and they donate and they have no problem and they really do believe in it. But for some people, it's it's a hobby, and it's just like anything else where people are following. There's going to be people selling. There's going to be people making making a ruckus, and it's another type of extremism in any facet, any ideology in its extreme fashion is bad, right? Usually, it's usually bad. It's usually a bad thing. If the fat people, fat people were always we were always like, well, there's a fat guy, right? It wasn't, they were the butt of jokes, sure, sure, but everyone makes jokes about everybody, but definitely fat people. And now we've been forced to completely look past the idea of a fat person, and now we have to look at them as just a person, and now they can be models and they can be all these things, and now we have big fat pop stars who shame other fat people that work for the, like it's the extreme version of some belief, and religion is of course a massive, it's not the same as fat people, right? I mean, fat people take over. They got us to pay attention to them more so than anybody else, right? It's they've gotten us to completely shift our view of them by adding an ist at the end of stuff, ableist and fat shaming and all this stuff, to kind of make it feel like it's our fault that they, can't they can't sit at a two-person table at a restaurant. It's our fault that that's the case. So it's, they've really found a way to flip the script on us, and there's people in that world that are going to be like, hey, you're 300 pounds, put this bikini on. Who gives a fuck? Oh, who made the bikini? Me and my company. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. That's us. We did that. It's the same shit. It's the same shit as Joel Osteen going up, preaching the word of the Lord. The meek shall inherit the earth. Give, be, give to the poor. Do all these things. Be a good person, and yada yada yada. Um, but don't forget to make some fucking scratch. Don't forget to make a little scratch, right? Don't forget to make a little money. Make a little bit of money. Make a little bit of money, you know? And it would have been good if this lady did take a guy like that out. I am no stranger. I hold no loyalties to people who exploit like that, in a way that it is a hideous hypocrisy when I see these big massive pastors just, well, let me tell ya, and people are like, yes, yes, take my money, take all my money, please. I believe in this guy. This guy is a prophet. He is a prophet. No, 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 no. He's turning over a prophet. That's what it is. He's turning over a prophet. Don't get it twisted, folks. So again, I'm not calling for the death of anybody. I'm not. But a lot of people, I think, wouldn't mind. Wouldn't mind if someone like this guy was, and I mean, hey, that's Christ-like. Is it not Christ-like to be in front of your audience, to be in front of your people, your disciples, as you speak to them, speaking the word of the Lord, and bang, you're taken out in front of all. What is there a more valiant Jesus-like death than that? I don't think so. I don't think so. There's not a more Jesus-like death than wearing a custom-made $20,000 Savile Row suit in front of thousands of paying fans right after you've gotten off of your private jet. What is more Christ-like than getting killed by a schizophrenic woman who brought her daughter to your sermon, or brought her son to your sermon? What's better than getting shot down by a psychopathic schizophrenic woman while you are a tax evading millionaire? You're going right to heaven. You're going right to heaven. Right there. Some people that go to purgatory, you're going right to the big stage, right next to the Lord himself. So it would have been good. It would have been good ultimately for him as well. For him as well to go back to the kingdom of God, where he should be, where maybe he can sell tickets up there. Um, Now anyway, we have I guess we could do one more. Why not? Let's do one more. This is just kind of funny because we started this episode talking about unhappy employees. Unhappy employees who really don't have any skills, right? Employees who really have no reason to be unhappy because otherwise, if this whole shindig we got going on wasn't burning to the ground and the gig economy wasn't a thing, you would have to sit at a Walgreens and check people out and call and go unlock those little things so that you get their headphones out and you can say that's what you would be doing otherwise. But now, because we live in such a scathed landscape known as America right now, we're able to work when we want and do what we want when we don't have any skills at all. This person, a Oklahoma judge. Now, to be a judge, that you gotta have some skills. You gotta have some skills. You gotta be in the industry. You gotta be a lawyer first. You gotta work in the courts. You gotta work your way up. You got to. A judge isn't is there's no judges going on strike. There's no judges going on strike. No, 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 no. They are not going up because they get paid well. They are specialized in their field. They're respected. There's no judges going on strike. No, 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 no. But this person, this Oklahoma judge, um, she was bored as fuck at this murder trial. She is at a murder trial. She is at a murder trial with a killing of a 2-year-old boy, which is horrifying. And she was sending texts, over 500 text messages during the trial, just on her phone. The picture is her on her phone. And she's sending texts to God knows who, mocking the prosecutors, and there's emojis sprinkled with emojis. Judge Tracy Soderstrom also agreed to not seek judicial office again in Oklahoma under a proposed settlement agreement filed with the Oklahoma Court on the Judiciary. She had faced removal from the bench over accusations that included gross neglect of duty, oppression in office, lack of proper temperament, and failure to supervise her office. So it sounds like she was on her way out. It sounds like she was kind of sick and tired. Um, yeah, so she believes she may have done the right thing. I believe that I have done so. However, being human, I have also faltered. Um, let's see. Mocked prosecutors, laughed at the bailiff's comment about a prosecutor's genitals, praised the defense attorney that called the prosecutor's key witness a liar. Okay, so this lady is she was on her way out. Okay, this was a day where she's like, you know what? I've had enough of this job. I've had enough of this job. It's one of those days when you go into work and you're like, I think I'm just gonna start fucking off till they fire me. I'm just gonna start fucking around until they fire me. I am so sick of this shit. This lady was she was texting her group chat. She was, look at this dummy. Look at this dummy. This prosecutor don't know shit, guys. And they're like, fuck yeah. They don't know anything. Ha ha ha. Send an eggplant. She's like, the bailiff, though. I'd let him, send an eggplant emojis with the peach. I could just imagine this lady's there. Some woman's bawling her eyes out. Her 2-year-old got fucking killed. Horrifying fucking thing. And this lady's on her phone. This lady's on her phone, checking Instagram, checking TikTok. What's going on? This is how checked out people are, people. This is what's happened. We have judges who are on their phone, 500 texts, 500 text messages with emojis. I like that they mentioned that there's emojis in it. Like, this lady is so unbothered. I'm sure she's seen some shit. Okay, Oklahoma. There was a bombing there. Okay, there was a bombing there. There was a big one. People think about that guy often. Supposedly he was smart. I don't know, but this lady was she's probably seen some shit, and she's like, yeah, well, whatever. She's on her phone. She's laughing. She's taking edibles. Probably she's She's doing dabs on her break. Well, the court is adjourned, and she's in the bath. She's in the bathroom, fucking. Oh shit, she's just in there laughing, geeking it up. It is. I mean, this is a judge. This is a judge. This is a person of note. People want to be judges. People want to be judges. People want to do that job. And this lady's like, well, I don't know, guys. We all have a group chat. We all have a group chat, and they're filled with various people. They're all our friends, right? Everyone has a group chat with their friends, whether it's from college. Everyone's in multiple group chats, right? And everyone has different dynamics in the group chat. And sometimes someone comes in there with a fun thing like, Look, this. Guess what happened to me at work today? The staplers were out, and then we had to go down and go to the office down the street, our sister office, and we all had a good laugh, and we went for a walk, and I got a cup of coffee, but the guy showed up a little late, and everyone in the chat's like, oh no, that's so good. And this lady's like, she's in there with a bunch of other judges, or maybe they're her friends from high school, and there's some people in there who are unsavory characters, but she's still friends with them. She's like, hey, Jonathan, you're, I know you just lost your child in a custody battle, but listen to this. I mean, at least he's not dead, right? I mean, this what I'm dealing with today is a tough case, but at least it's shine a little light on you. I mean, these are some goofies in here. Look at this. I mean, the defense is foolish. I mean, she's just flaming everybody in there. She's just flaming everyone. Or maybe she's making plans. She's making a dick appointment for later on, right? Yeah, I just got to finish this case. It's about some 2-year old that got killed. I mean, it's whatever. But I'm gonna wear that red lingerie that you like afterwards. That lingerie that you can rip apart and fuck me to death. That's what I'm really looking forward to. I don't really care about this. I mean, this is just what I do to make money. That's what it seems like to this woman. She's just it's not even she's like, this is just a job. This is just, whatever. I make a little bit of money, and then it is what it is. This it's not nothing is really affected by by my career choice. It's not. It is what it is, right? That's kind of what I'm getting from this woman. She's just checked out. She's just checked out, and she was ready to step down. She was ready to step down where you kind of realize like, okay, I don't really want to do this job anymore. It's not really anything I look forward to doing these days. It's I take my work home with me, and I'm sick of it. I don't want to do it. And they caught her playing on her phone. They caught her playing on her phone, and she has to step down now. She has to. It's over. She's got to step down, and it's funny that the parasite of constant engagement, of constant consuming, I guess it's that parasite has gotten so deep into our psyches that judges aren't paying attention. Judges aren't paying attention. Judges are just every system is just so lackadaisical now. Everyone's like, huh, well, it's just like I read a book about Abe Lincoln, and they're so ceremonious, and they're statesmen, and they take things in such high regard, and it's so there's a respect and there's a care when people are in certain positions. There used to be a kind of a glue that kept everything together, and now it's just now even the judge is on their phone. They could give a shit less. I mean, we just have to turn a blind eye to our president who says the wrong, he confuses place. We turn a blind eye to that, and it's like the systems they're just coming apart at the seams, and it's so interesting to why it gives us a lot to talk and think about. And I feel like people are just kind of looking over that. I feel like they don't have the zeal to talk about this some of these things, and just kind of notice these things. It's worth mentioning. right? It's kind of worth mentioning that a judge is so distracted that they could care less about the job that they're doing, an important job that they're doing. It's not wrapping a burrito. This is the law, right? Even a judge is agreeing that the laws are made up and malarkey and bullshit. So it's just fun. It's just fun. And with that, guys, I think we got to wrap this up. We were a little late. We were a day late and a dollar short. But nonetheless, next week we're back with episode 300. Maybe this will be the one. We'll be back with episode 300 next week. Billy will be here and we'll have a special guest ushering in the the next, I guess, evolution of this thing that we're doing here. And I'm very excited to start bringing guests back on the show. I feel like that was when I had the most fun on this show, is bringing guests back, and I'm happy to have Billy here with me to do it, and we can really get this shindig going. So hey, thank you guys for listening. We'll talk to you next week. Peace.